Breaking news, my wonderful people. Finally, the Nigerian government has discontinued its case against Omoyele Sowore over alleged treason. A notice of discontinuance stamped by the Federal High Court in Abuja on Thursday and signed by the AGF of the Federation and the Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi on Wednesday said the complainant, the federal government of Nigeria, would discontinue this case. And at last, Sowore has gotten his freedom. So, my country people, this is a very welcoming news. Sowore recently took to his social media account, his ex, and noted how the federal government of Nigeria commenced a fruitless, tedious journey 5 years ago, a treason trial and a prosecution against him, several other revolutionary comrades across Nigeria, and how they stood their ground and began an historic journey to liberate this country. And despite threats, despite assassination of family members and state-sponsored violence and even targeted attacks by the Nigerian security forces, Omoyele Sowore and his comrades promised never to back down. And today, finally, they've been vindicated. The Nigerian government has finally terminated its case against Omoyele Sowore, but noted that they would not terminate their struggle for justice and liberty of compatriots. He warned that Muhammad Buhari's reign and those who followed his ruinous path will face ultimate disgrace before long. Also, he saluted his revolutionary comrades. And guys, this is a very welcoming development. Omoyele Sowore has been set free. The Nigerian government has discontinued all trials against him. The federal government of this country have been on the trail of Omoyele Sowore, other agitators, including Nnamdi Kanu and others, and Sowore is a freedom fighter, human rights activist, also a convener of the revolution now, and Omoyele Sowore have been sending long notes and warning to the federal government over this very issue on how they should let him go and clear the charges against him. And last, finally, the African Action Congress presidential candidates in the 2019 and in the 2023 general elections, Omoyele Sowore has been freed. So, guys, what are your thoughts on this? The marshal had argued that the prosecution had applied for 5 adjournments since the case had started. It noted and urged the court to strike out the case because the Nigerian government was not ready with the case, but was only hell-bent on keeping Omoyele Sowore in the country, not wanting him to leave out of the country. And within these 5 years, Omoyele Sowore have not been able to visit his family in the United States of America because of this ongoing trial against him. And even the Department of the State Service, DSS, had whisked Omoyele Sowore some time ago. To an extent, they couldn't account for his whereabouts until they had to take him to court. So ever since they took him to court, his case had been adjourned, and they keep on adjourning and adjourning, not wanting to end the sham trial against the activist. Some of Sowore's supporters who, through the court, called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to stop all this treason trial against Omoyele Sowore, adding that Omoyele Sowore is just an activist and had not committed any offense known to the law. Does it mean being an activist is it an offense? So some of the inscription on their power card includes Free Sowore, #End Buhari, #Jail Emefiele, and others. The human rights crusader DG Adeyanju and the Secretary Board of Trustees, African Action Congress, Ogechukwu Okoro, were also in court in solidarity with the activists. Now, Nigerians have reacted. Congratulations, activists with a difference. They have nothing against you, my dear. Anyone that is always at loggerheads with the government of the day is a friend of the people and also a friend of God. You'll be remembered more on your fight for the betterment of the people than as a politician. To me, it is a good one. What of Nnamdi Kanu? They should consider Nnamdi Kanu also. We deserve equal rights. Congratulations to Omoyele Sowore, leader of leaders. Tinubu government should also do the same with Nnamdi Kanu. Tribalism has played again. I hope Tinubu will also discontinue the charges against Nnamdi Kanu too on the same matter. Congratulations, Omoyele Sowore. Tinubu government. What of Nnamdi Kanu, who was discharged and acquitted by the same Nigerian Court of Appeal? Okay, my country people, these are reactions from Nigerians. I guess Nigerians are also demanding for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, for the immediate release of the Biafra leader who have been in the custody of the Department of the State Service, the DSS, for a very long time, even after the Federal Court of Appeal have discharged and acquitted him. So guys, congratulations to Omoyele Sowore on this case, as the federal government, Tinubu's government, have dropped all charges against him. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly,
so that we can all be exterminated at once. We don't want war. We want a very clean, quick, and succinct revolutionary process, surgical, that we put an end to the shenanigans of government, that we put an end to oppression, the corruption of government. I mean, look at it. You have ministers who have active cases with EFCC being asked to bow and go in our National Assembly. You have ministers who have been engaging in high crimes. We have a president that is insensitive to the country. That this country has fallen apart. Nigeria has failed, except Nigerians bond together and bundle these guys out of our national space. We are wasting our time. And don't ask me whether I'm afraid or worried about the legal implications of what I'm saying. I am carrying out a historical duty. Only history can judge me, not a prosecutor or a federal judge. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. You can't kill somebody who's not afraid of death. And if I'm afraid of death, am I better than those people in Zamfara who are getting slaughtered every day? Am I better than those people who get killed by so-called kidnappers who just walk into the middle of the road with an AK-47, kill people and walk quietly back into the bush? Am I better than students who are getting rusticated for speaking out on campuses? Am I better than those kids who died before they could even see Nigeria that they wanted to badly be? Am I better than women who can afford to eat? Am I better than those workers who are not getting paid? Am I better than people who are suffering?